It's hard to find yourself in a world where everyone expects you to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you become a follower and you just start doing what is in trend or what your friends are doing or what you see celebrities are doing, YouTubers.
Hello world, my name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And you're now listening to Join
the Conversation Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Join the Conversation Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And before we jump into this week's topic, here's a quick recap from the last episode. When it comes to the relationship side, you just have to have that acknowledgement self. So don't think because this guy did you wrong that all guys are like that in your race, you know what I'm saying? And you date outside your race and this guy treats you like a princess queen. It's not, race has nothing to do with that. It's that person specifically, you know, his personality, what he's been through in his life.
In today's episode, we both have a list of advice that we would like to give to the youth. This is based off of our experience and all the knowledge we've basically acquired throughout our 20 plus years on this earth. We both have five main
What is wrong with you?
we both have 5 main ideas on our list, and we will, be going through it.
Wow. The one chance you got to start it off, you over here.
I got so much stuff going on in my head.
Fumbling the bag. So I'm going to start it off for my list. Number one on my list is you have a brain, use it. So for all the youth out there, young people, or even if you're old, you can take this advice as well. It doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Anybody at any age can still learn anything from anybody. So you have a brain, use it. In other words, don't just go along with any and everything. Somebody tell you 1 + 1 is 3 and you like, yeah, okay, yeah. Or this person told me this. No. Do your own research. Okay. We're living in a society in the world now where technology is at an all-time high. Everything you need is on the internet, or you can even find it on social media depending on what you type in. Google's is a great source as well. So overall, just use your own brain. Just somebody could tell you something, in other words, verify what that person is saying. Don't just go along with it because they could be telling you something completely wrong, and you being a person or being a dummy, I just put it that way, you might go along with it when it's completely wrong, and then you go out and tell somebody that, and then they look at you like you're crazy because you were easily persuaded. So overall, you got a brain, use it.
My number one is to follow your dream.
Uh-huh.
A lot of kids nowadays, they have a dream in mind, but I feel like it gets kind of pushed to the back burner of their head because of all the different, not necessarily requirements, but all the other thoughts that's going on in their head. Like, oh, will my dream make me this much money? Will my dream provide me this much, all of this stuff. But so they tend to just put aside their dream and just follow what's making them money. Because a kid might have a dream of becoming an artist, but there's a struggle in that department because being an artist is kind of difficult to make your art known and basically put yourself out there. And also going along with that follow your dream thing is to basically don't let other people steer you into one direction that's completely opposite from your dream. Because your mom, your dad, whomever says, oh, you need to be this, don't just be like, okay, I will, just to make them happy, and you're like literally eliminating your happiness because you want to please them. I understand, you're trying to make everyone happy. Cool. I'm a people pleaser too, so I understand where you might be coming from, but in the long run, you're going to end up hurting yourself in the end because you only have one life. You might as well live it to the fullest by following your dream and pushing on through any hardships, because any hardship that may come now as you try to reach your goal and your dream will be worth it once you make it there. Mm-hmm. But also, once you quote unquote reach your dream, you don't stop there and be stagnant. You rise above, not really rise above it, but like keep on pushing and find a new dream, basically. So your dreams are never ending. If you reach one dream or / goal, find another one and keep on going and going and going. That's how you make the most out of your life. And I feel like we do that.
Yeah, for the most part.
We both have a list of dreams that we want to accomplish separately, and we have dreams that we want to accomplish together. And I think that's important too. Like if you're in a relationship, find a common dream / goal that both of you can work towards. But then at the same time also have your own personal goals that you can share, you know, with your significant other. That way they can try to help push you to reach that dream. That way they're not, you know, letting you slack. Go ahead. That's it for my first one. Sorry, that was kind of long.
But to chime in on that for a second, back to the whole parent thing and somebody pushing you towards a career that you may not be your dream or may not really want to do. I'm going to tell you right now from experience, you're going to have your parents push you towards a field that's, they know that person makes money, such as a doctor or a lawyer or a physical therapist, or
military,
or going into the military, something like that. And don't get me wrong, money is important because you need money to survive, but money isn't everything. So, you know, let's say you want to be like she said, an artist or something, right? And you decide, well, my moms and dads basically told me, and all my family friends said, oh, you never make it as an artist. You know, you're better off as just becoming a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. And you go off and do it. And yeah, you might, you know, be a person that's book smart, stuff like that. You know, you gaining the information you need to be a successful doctor, but you really don't have no passion for it, or you're going to work miserable every day because it's something you didn't really want to do. You just did it because your parents pushed you to do it because there was money behind it. So I mean, with that, man, number one, my rule for me personally, and I'm gonna encourage everybody. This is just me and my opinion, so don't shoot me down for this, but I'm going to encourage you to chase after your dream as your plan A or your mission A, or whatever you want to call it. And then plan B, you know, find a backup plan that you might want to do. Whether that's, you know, maybe you do find becoming a doctor or one of those career fields interesting. So I would say make that your plan B, and, you know, always have a plan C and D. I say at least have up to a plan D. But, you know, if you're really passionate about becoming an artist, then that needs to be your plan A, and you need to figure out the steps to take to become a, you know, successful artist, because you can never stop learning. So don't have that mindset that, oh, I know everything, because you can never know enough. So I just wanted to say that.
I agree.
But for my number 2 on my list was be yourself. So don't try to be somebody that you're not. And in today's era that we're living in, and generation we're living in currently, with technology and social media being the number one thing right now, you see a lot of people pretending to be somebody that they're not. And then, you know, they kind of, what's the saying? They cash a check that they behinds can't cash. Is that?
I have no idea what that saying is.
All right. Anyway, you know,
gotta understand, I learned most of the sayings and catchphrase from you.
It's all right.
I'm like a old lady.
But whatever that catchphrase is, you know, you get yourself wrapped up in something, you know, that you're not, and you end up, you know, You get what I'm saying. And a great example of that is, for my young people, we listen to music.
6ix9ine.
I listen to music. Yep, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He wrote a check that his behind couldn't cash, and now look at him.
Oh, I get the saying now.
Yeah, so he was pretending to be something he wasn't, and deep down, and he did it all for money. Like I said, money is important, money and fame, but money is not everything. And if you look at him now, he's in a tough spot in his life right now because he told on the guys he was hanging with, running around with, and now he's in
some deep trouble.
He's in some deep stuff, and I just overall hope the best for him. But yeah, y'all understand. Y'all, if you know his situation, then you understand. But
he brought that onto himself.
Yeah, if you're gonna put yourself in that situation and be a part of that lifestyle, then and claim to live that lifestyle, then when stuff hits the fan, you need to stay solid and stand 10 toes behind it if you live in that lifestyle. But that's if you live in that lifestyle, you should know what comes with that. But
yeah, now
I ain't trying to jump into his situation. I'm just using that as a great example because kids need examples like that because they look up to a lot of artists and stuff. So not gonna get too deep into it. Just be yourself, man. People know when you're being something you're not, and you don't think that they know. You might be pretending. You might be trying to claim that you're the hardest person on your block, whatever. But people know, and people can sniff it out. They know when you're not being authentic because just know they know. So I'm not gonna go to deep details on that. Just be yourself. That's number 2 on my list.
Number 2 on mine, it kind of goes along with yours, is to be a leader. Don't be a follower. There's a lot of trends going on nowadays, and it's hard to I can't find my words. It's hard to find yourself in a world where everyone expects you to be a certain way. But that doesn't mean you become a follower and you just start doing what is in trend or what your friends are doing or what you see celebrities are doing, YouTubers, all these other people that is out there and that you see on social media and stuff. That doesn't mean you try to just be them. Be yourself. Be your own leader. Be your own person. And I feel like we talk a lot of boo-boo about social media. About social media. Like, no, it's not all bad.
Yeah.
That's not what we're trying to say, but
I'm not gonna sit here and say I ain't on social media.
Yeah.
I don't really post nothing on social media besides Snapchat, but I scroll through and I see a bunch of stuff that I laugh at.
Yeah, but there's no need for you to live your life in a way where I need to post this to make these people feel some type of way. I need to post this that way people know that I'm doing great in life. Listen, I understand, like, you want to share big moments in your life, big accomplishments. That's a very big deal. Be proud of your accomplishments and share it with the world. But if your, mindset is, I'm going to post this, that way people will think I'm a certain way.
Or you're going to do this, too.
Yeah. So don't be that type of person. Just be like, there is a good and evil side on social media, and I think people aren't really drawing a line between those two. They're just kind of mixing them all up.
I feel like that stems from not knowing yourself either, knowing your identity and who you are. That's
really hard to find, who you are as a person nowadays because of all the stuff that's being put in front of your face and how you should be and how you should act, how you should look, all this other stuff. So basically what I'm trying to say is it may be difficult to become a leader, but there is a leader within everybody in this world. It's just up to you whether you put that leadership mentality on or keep going as a follower and just follow what everyone else believes, what everyone else, is doing. And that's another thing. Your beliefs are your beliefs. Just because somebody says, oh, hey, you need to believe this type of way, that doesn't mean you become a yes ma'am, yes sir type of person. You stand by what your beliefs are. You stand by your thinking. That's the only way you're going to make it through life. Because if you keep letting other people's words, hinder your own personal thoughts and your own personal bubble, basically, you are gonna you're gonna dig yourself a deep hole into a really, really dark spot in life. My explanations are always so long.
I'm just listening.
But do you get it, though?
Yeah, I get it. I'm sure they get it, too. A lot of times they need to break down detail of things to fully understand.
Yeah.
Some people,
Can I hold on? I'm sorry, I'm not done. This kind of reminds me of
You almost poked me in my eye.
Sorry. You know how you were in ROTC in college? And how you used to be a very to yourself type of person?
Yep.
You still are, in a way.
I would not. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't talk to you if you talk to me. I would. But as far as me coming in the room and trying to be, being an extrovert, getting to know other people, nah, I'm good.
You still are that way. You stick with the people you know.
But I mean, I can
sometimes.
If I get called to I'm on online school, but online classes. But during my time at CSU, after my junior year, right? Yeah, I joined ROTC.
Sophomore year.
Oh, my sophomore year. But during my junior year, after I came back from training, being in the classroom, and if the teacher asked a question, I would have no issue with speaking out and answering that question, or
like you used to,
asking questions in class, stuff like that. Prior, I used to just sit back there and hope that maybe somebody else asked, or I just simply just was like, yeah, I'm not saying anything. But now I got no issues with doing that. Or if I had to go give a speech somewhere, I got no issue with doing that now. I'm way better now at public speaking than I was before. And I can say, RTC did help me with that. So
yeah, that's the point I was getting at, was that that leadership class and training that you went to helped you out a lot to become basically a better version of you and a more confident version of you. That's also what I mean by being a leader. It doesn't have to be you leading a pack, It's just you finding your true self and gaining that confidence you need to gain knowledge and all the information out there in the world. Because you're not going to get any information, any answers, if you do not ask questions.
Pretty much.
You can go on your thing
now. Well, for me, my third one was drugs aren't good for you. So, like I said, back to the social media thing. All your favorite rappers is talking about drugs, weed, Molly, Percocets, Adderall, promethazine, all the drugs.
Promethazine?
All the drugs. I'll explain it. Well, promethazine is it's basically like lean, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not even sure what in the world lean is still, but
it's like cough
syrup?
syrup. Yeah, it's cough syrup. But yeah, so all your favorite rappers right now, they're pushing drugs. But a lot of them putting drugs and stuff in their music, promoting it to y'all, yeah, bro, do this, do that. But they don't even really in real life, do drugs. And you shouldn't want to do weird drugs like that. Now, all right. Now, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna say this. If you smoke weed, cool. I'm gonna promote that you don't, you find your drug of choice be life, just living and being healthy, and that be your high or whatever. But if you smoke weed, cool. But if you doing it every single day, like you got a terrible habit to where you got to smoke every day, you scratching from for change and searching in areas you never searched before for just a quarter or a penny or something, you have a problem. You need to accept that you have a problem and you need to get help, because at that point you're honestly a drug addict. And I know a lot of guys that are like that, and they don't see it as nothing wrong. They just see it as, oh, I just like to smoke, bro, whatever. But the moment you start telling yourself, oh, I need this, I need this for my nerves or whatever the case may be, bro, you have a problem. So if you're somebody out there that's listening to this right now and that just hit home to you, you have a problem. It's okay. Don't feel like, oh, I'm a druggie, I'm a drug addict, or look at yourself like that. You found something.
Not everyone is perfect, so
everybody that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is you found something that felt good, that makes you feel good for the moment. I don't know what just happened, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. But you found something that makes you feel good for the moment, but you got to think about it. It's only for that moment. It's like a short high or short enjoyable moment. But you need to try to find an alternative for that, such as you just life, the energy that you gain, just waking up in the morning, feeling the sunlight, stuff like that. That feeling, when you connect with that side of nature and feeling, it's a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, drugs and what else? Alcohol. Some people like to drink the alcohol, like to party, like get a little drunk. But I do not. When the last time I was drunk? So
okay.
All right then, a little dry throat. Anyway, if I was really interrupted. First off, I don't even like. Anyway, if you're a person that likes to drink, I'm not knocking you for that either. You know what I'm saying? You do your little 1-2, but once it gets to a point where it starts affecting your health and you're doing it every single day and it's destroying your family life back home, you need to realize that you have a problem and you need to get help and you need to find an alternative to that, because it's not healthy for you. Any drug isn't healthy for you. I'm telling you that right now. It comes with side effects or effect, period. Like a lot of people say weed is good for you, but it's damaging your lung at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's pushing you to a point where you may develop cancer in your lung or something like that. So I just feel like, and at the point I am, I used to like to drink, a little smoke every blue moon. That's a real blue moon. Drink. It's the truth. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Every blue moon, but at this, I got to a point in my life where I was just like, man, first off, this is cost. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. Like, y'all break down y'all check badly to get it, to get what you need.
People literally budget out.
Like, you budget out. I'm talking about you pull money out of
savings,
a whole nother dimension. Ain't another saving, not your savings, a whole nother dimensions to get what you need. I got to a point in my life now where I'm just like, bro, I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it that bad. Having family members that I know that had drug addictions and seeing the tolls and effects it had on them now today, it pushed me, and just life as well. All those things went together, pushed me to a point where I was like, man, I don't want to smoke. I don't want to drink. I just want to drink. My new alternative is working out and drinking water. Water's so good. Like, there's some people out there that don't drink water, that don't like water. I got a friend like that. But when you just try water, you just come in from a hot day and you just pull out that.
I know what you're water. Thinking about. When you're referring
it's all
to.
Good, but you pull out that water and that junk just slide down and it just quench your soul.
He's literally closing his eyes explaining
and
this.
And it just bless your soul. Water's so good. I don't know how y'all people don't drink water. But I ain't gonna go on around for too long. I'm too deep into it. But man, just don't do drugs. And if you do drugs, and you gotta, you might have that terrible habit. Try to, wean yourself off of it, or, do it less, and hopefully encourage you to get to a point where you don't do it at all. But yes, drugs aren't good for you. Don't let these rappers lie to you, push you to do all these drugs, because the moment you die, you know what I'm saying, you just cut your life short. You didn't get to experience the full blessings of life, you know. And those rappers that push you to do it, you know, they ain't gonna about to pay for your funeral or take care of your family. So don't do drugs, you know. Mm-hmm. And if you know, got a favorite rapper that does drugs, look at other rappers that do drugs and what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to go into detail of that. Everything you need is on the internet. Cool. What is your number?
I'm piggybacking off of what you're saying right now. I mean, you can listen to rappers that
I ain't saying you don't listen
and
to
all
it.
that.
Yeah.
But like you yourself need to be like, okay, hey, these are just, you know, lyrics that they're saying. Not everybody raps about stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, of course. You know, 'cause I listen to some rappers, you know. I mess with Future hard. You know, I mess with who else talking about drugs?
Everybody.
Well, just about everybody listen to. But you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that shouldn't influence me or y'all to be like, oh man, he talking about Percocets. Let me go get me some perks. No. I don't know what you talking about. You tripping. Don't leave that alone. You don't want that. Trust me.
Those are just
just
lyrics.
Let the lyrics and the beat, you know, vibe, give you a vibe. Don't
honestly just
take it
mostly
literally.
The beat now.
Yeah, don't take it literally that you want to go do it. Don't do that, please. No.
Yeah.
I'm encouraging you not to. But that's I'm done. I'm so sorry, y'all. I took forever on that.
I kind of like how your list goes, because yours kind of build on top of each other. Mine's just kind of, you know, a random list. There's no particular order.
Because I'm like that.
But my third one is be understanding.
I'm a Google on this plan. Go ahead.
I just said it. I said my third
one
is...
I heard. You say be understanding.
Be understanding.
Break it down to him. Break it down.
Huh?
Break it down to him.
Basically, what I mean by that is everyone is going through life together, not knowing what life holds for them. Mm-hmm. So everyone may be in a different chapter of their life, regardless of their age. Mm-hmm. Like, there are 30-year-olds out there that still don't know what they're gonna do in their life. They don't know what career path they want to go to, but yet there are some 19-year-olds that's like, okay, I'm ready to go become X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody has a path. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, you may not be, whoever you are that's listening to this, you may not be, you know, into religion like that, but I honestly feel like God has a plan for you. Mm-hmm. And it is up to you to just walk the path that he has planned for you. There's gonna be some bumps in the road.
Of course.
And that's just life. That's how you live and you learn. Mm-hmm. But those bumps should not cost you this big picture or the big thing that God has planned for you, basically. Mm-hmm. He put you on this earth for a reason. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a reason. Don't ever think you don't. Like, piggybacking off of your other one, the whole drugs aren't cool.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Yeah. Cool. But doing drugs, sitting at home just drinking alcohol, those are not your reason.
No.
They are little bumps in the road.
Don't take the Friday line. God put this here for me. And you took, I forgot what Smokey said, bro, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
But that's not your reason to be here.
Yeah.
So just know that. And if you are struggling with that, please go get help, like he said. That's a very, very big condition that I feel like a lot of people deal with nowadays, is addiction to stuff like that. Anyways, with that being said, there's a plan for you. So you need to understand that there's a plan for other people too. Don't be judgy. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm 21 and I have my own house. I have my own this and that. I went to college. They didn't. Like, oh my God. No. Don't be that type of person.
You better be humble or you're going to get, things might fall apart, and then you're gonna be looking like, stuck like Chuck. Be humble.
Yeah, that's all you really need to do is stay humble and be understanding of other people's situations.
Because you never know what a person went through or going through in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's, not to chime in on your topic,
no,
but that just made me think. Like, I feel like that's what a lot of people do, especially like for. What's a good example? I guess for like people that are homeless and stuff like that, they always, you always hear people say, "Oh, they chose this," or
some of them
they had the same opportunities, or I hear this like from my new. I'm gonna say this. I got a new thing. There's white people and there's superior white. White people are invited to the cookout. Superior whites, y'all can get there, but y'all got to change. All right. So I hear this a lot with the superior whites who kind of like with minorities, but at least from the black community, because I can only speak from my race and my experience of that, that say a lot of times, like if a black person do something wrong or he's stuck in they like to call the ghetto or whatever, they be like, oh, they have the same opportunities as I had, the same opportunities whatever. Basically, just the same opportunities, and that's not necessarily true or necessarily the case. Just because you had a loving home and parents that had, a decent, a fairly good income coming in to where they could put you off to college and put you in a good school, a top school, so you get a good education and. You worked hard with your grades at that good school to go off to college and have a full ride. Doesn't mean the person next to you got the same opportunity. They could have come from a broken home, or they could have been in an environment where they didn't see a lot of people make it out. And when you're in an environment where you're surrounded by a lot of people and you look up to, as a kid, you look up to, the upper class as that motivation or whatever, or you find them to be cool or whatever, and then you see them as you get older and you see them stuck in the same environment, that breaks your hoping, of everything, of thinking like, okay, there's a way out when, you see other people stuck in the same situation, So I don't know if I lost what I was really going to say, and I don't even know if that made sense. But what I'm saying is overall is that people don't have the same opportunities. And not only that, people don't have the same story as you. So, like she says, be understanding. Just because that person is homeless, you don't know that person's story. Help them get, if you can, you should want to help them, to try to motivate them and say, hey, you're here at the moment, but this is just a phase in your life. This isn't your end story. This isn't, what God had planned for you. Mm-hmm. You can get up on your feet and make it out of the situation that you're currently in, that you ended up in. So like she said, when about God having a plan for you, I meant to chime in on that real quick too, my bad. But I feel like I was thinking this too, like a lot of people, when it comes to whether you're religious or you're not religious, but a lot of people that are religious, my bad, when it comes to God, they see it as, they see religion or see God as, if something goes wrong in their lives, they automatically go to blaming God and cursing God and why this and why that. And they think, why would God do this to me? When, God, first off, God gave us free will. In other words, we make our choices, whatever. Of course, God looks out for us. But at the end of the day, you go rob the bank, you don't think you go to jail or something, you know what I'm saying? So we have free will. And what I'm trying to hit on, the main thing I'm trying to hit on is that when life throws you curveballs, and this is what I do, and I'm gonna encourage others to do because it works for me. When life throws you curveballs, don't get all in your feelings, get mad and upset at the world and God and life and whatever. Look at it, and I think, and this stemmed from me being young. When I was in middle school, I used to absolutely love I love sports, but I fell in love with boxing and UFC and the different titles. And this is weird. It's about to be weird. But what I used to do is I used to look at it as, like when God, life throws you curveballs, or I look at it as God giving you a test. So he wants to see how you react. So if you react poorly, he's going to be like, oh, okay, you are not ready yet for what I'm trying to give you, and you know what I'm trying to push you to. You're not ready. So I'm going to push you back down for you to climb back up, and then I'm going to test you again. You know, you might a few years later get another curveball. You know, a loved one might pass away, or you know, your business might start falling apart or whatever. If you know, be like, you know, don't react poorly and you just sit back to yourself, you know, it's gonna be people around you, and I look at those people around. I'm sidetracking myself and throwing myself off because I said the whole boxing and years, and I can't explain that because it doesn't match with what I'm about to say. So I'm sorry, but if you want to know what I mean by that, you can ask in the comments. Let me bring it back a little, but it's still on the same thing. What I'm saying. All right, I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm just moving. Sorry.
Huh?
I keep moving. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. What I'm saying is there's gonna be people around you. Like, have you ever noticed when you're in a hard situation? And I ain't meant to take over your thing. But I feel like it's something telling me to put this out there because somebody need it. All right. So, and you're in a situation, and it's a hard situation. Let's say, you know, let's say, like I said, for business, your business going down, things ain't looking good. You know, money's depleting. You know, times is tough and getting crazier and crazier by the day as the day go on. And you ever notice, like, and this is, I'm just using the example of business, but put this in the frame of what you need and your experience. But you ever notice those people around you that's like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. What are you gonna do? Whatever, you know, all in your ear, you know, with just more negativity that you don't need. Those people, and this is how I look at those people, is they're people that God got around you at that moment to test you as well. Because he already gave you the test. Now he wants to see, okay, do you really got this? Or if somebody come to you and tell you this, is it going to throw you off the mission, or make you fail this test? So when all those people are around you, then doing, they're panicking, doing this and that, I encourage you to take some time, just be like, it's going to be all right. I always, when it's a situation like that, I always respond with, everything gonna work out. It's all good. I just simply just leave it at that. You don't have to go in deep details, because if you do, you might get caught up in your emotions, but just leave it as, everything gonna be good. When you are in that moment, just pull yourself to the side, away from everybody, and just take a deep breath in and deep breath out, and be like, okay, God, you thought you almost got me with that one, but you're not. I'm ready. I told you I'm ready for this test, so I'm gonna prove it. And I've done that a lot in my life, with a lot of curves and stuff that go on, and it worked for me. So, and somebody just came in, so. Sorry for the interruption. Unfortunately, we got interrupted during our last recording session. This is like several days later. I know I was chiming in on the third one that you had on your list, which was Be Understanding. I pretty much was basically just rambling at a point, trying to get, put out a whole bunch of stuff. My mind was all over the place, but basically that was just the gist of what I was saying. So to not delay even longer, the fourth one on my list is Be Healthy. So, how should I put it? Junk food is a kid's kid go to, basically. Whether it's McDonald's, I want Burger King, I want cookout. You know, they got more options now versus when I was young back in the day. You got a whole bunch of options of stuff that's not healthy for you necessarily. So, you know, just take your health and your body serious and your life serious. In other words, you know, I'm not saying you got to be no fitness guru or be the most healthiest person in the world, but you know, try to eat healthy every now and then. Try to be active. You know, exercise. Even if you want to, you know, enjoy playing basketball, skating. I guess it's just being active. I guess yeah.
I feel like that advice can go along with like adults too.
I mean, yeah,
AKA
of course.
Me.
Yeah, adults can take this advice too because,
I think we're so tempted on like getting food quick rather than going home, cooking something, you know, and then after that having to wash dishes, and then
at the same time, I mean,
stuff.
you can go get you a salad if you don't want to cook. You can just pick up a salad or
but it's so high
a
and
burrito.
expensive.
Yeah, it is, and that's, you know, a big issue too. You know, America has it set for, you know, healthier foods that's healthier for you is, you know, very expensive versus junk food. And you know, that's really something to think about because, you know, it should be way easier to get your hands on, you know, fruits and vegetables versus the whole process of cooking fries and chicken and stuff like that. So why is healthier foods more higher than all this junk food? You know, the government trying to kill us basically. But you know, you can do some research on that. I ain't even gonna jump. That's a whole different topic that I ain't gonna jump in. But yeah, that was just my fourth one on my list, is to be healthy.
My fourth one would be, it says street smart / book smart. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure what I mean on why
how
I
you
type
put
that. But I guess differentiate between being book smart and street smart. Well, I guess life smart in a way.
Yeah, don't say street smart.
Yeah.
Because that's completely different.
Yeah.
I would say have common sense.
Yeah.
Some about street smarts like you in the street.
But I think that's a lot of it. I don't know how to put it, but I feel like that's an issue now, to where kids are super smart, like when they're hitting the books, you know, academically they're up there, but socializing with other people, you know, communicating with people,
making wise decisions, stuff like that.
Decision making, they're not so good at it. Because I feel like they don't get enough of that practice that they need to make those type of decisions, because they're just looking at their parents like, okay, mom, okay, dad, what's next? Like,
their parents are doing everything for them, where the parents need to, you know, challenge their kid to figure things out on their own.
They need to scaffold them, not just like tell them all the answers and give them everything they need. Like, sometimes you have to work for the stuff you have. But then, like, I get it, being book smart will get you some money, like education, you know. Obviously, if you have good education, that means more money, blah, 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 blah. But, like, if you're just, I don't know, if you can't answer certain things life-wise, you haven't lived. You're just reading a book, reading text, and quoting other people. You're not living.
You're not trying to figure things out on your own.
Yeah. And you need to explore, too, outside of just academic stuff. Because I feel like there's a good bit of people out there where they're just so hell-bent on getting good grades that they forget to have a social life. And for you to experience life and learn from life, you need to make those little mistakes throughout your younger life. And even as adults make mistakes. It's just a matter of learning from them. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say, between not street smart, but like life smart versus book smart.
Okay. My fifth one on my list and my final one on my list is for the youth out there is to save your money. So any chance you get, where, especially when you're young, a lot of the times your relatives or your mom and dad might give you money. If you're fortunate enough, maybe you get an allowance. I didn't have that that experience, but getting an allowance or anything like that, don't just blow that money. Take some of that money and just put it to the side and literally save it, because you're gonna be so happy and thankful that you did in the long run and in the future. Once you're going off to college, becoming an adult, graduating high school, if you save up that money starting out young and build it up, you're gonna be amazed at the amount that you managed to save up over the years. And even once you're an adult, you could be like, well, I've been saving this since I was a kid, I want to continue to save it. And literally that could be your separate 401k. And I know if kids and the youth are listening to this, you're probably not gonna know what 401k is, but basically it could be money for in the future, to where when you retire from your job or whatever, and you transitioning from your adult life to your I don't want to say that, but just transitioning into your retirement years. I'll just say that. So you have that whole extra money that you've been saving since you was a kid, and by that time, once you're an adult retiring from work, probably done did 20 plus years, just think about how much you literally got saved up at that point. It's probably gonna be a big number. You might well toss me a little percentage, a little bit of that, I can use it. But yeah, that's my final one on my list, and I wish somebody would have told me that, is told me to save my money when I was young. So
I can add to that. Is like, when you start working and getting that money, don't just start blowing it. Yeah. Think about the future. Don't think about the just now. That's the one thing I feel like I kind of did a terrible job on, especially when I was still serving. I was making pretty decent money now, but then I just was so materialistic with everything. It's not even materialistic. I was just buying some stuff and getting stuff done that was not necessary. And that's where my money was going. And I didn't have any bills yet. My only bills was my car. That's gone. But I feel like that's something not a lot of kids know. Granted, they probably know, but they're just making poor decisions because they're kids. But like he said, try to save your money. Don't think about the now. Think about 5 years from now, where are you going to be? Wish you had that money, but you don't. Oh, it's my turn.
I was about to say, yeah.
For my last one is don't rush. Take your time. Don't rush anything. That's with everything. Like, don't rush growing up. Don't rush getting through high school. Don't rush getting a boyfriend. Don't rush anything. Take your time. Think about some stuff. Every decision you make, there is a repercussion. Every action you... Actually, I think I said that right. But everything comes with a consequence, whether it be good or bad. You just need to think about it. But definitely don't rush into things. Like, if you see everyone in high school drinking already, you're still illegally drinking. Don't do that. You're putting yourself in danger, not just health-wise, but also, law enforcement-wise. Like,
and potentially creating a terrible habit.
Yeah, that too. You see everyone going to parties, getting drunk. Something could happen to you. Be careful out there and I don't know, like, enjoy your younger years, because you're literally growing up every second. Adulthood's gonna come. You're gonna start worrying about bills, all that stuff. Like, but don't get me wrong, it's good to be responsible with stuff and be adult-ish. Have that mindset, but still enjoy your younger years. Don't stress about stuff adults stress about. Try to just stress about, what your age stresses about. I don't know. That was my issue too when I was younger, was like, I still am young, but like I tried to rush into things just to get away. Like, I don't know, maybe that mindset was the reason, or was a motivation to just rush through everything, get everything done, because I feel like if I don't get it done, then no one else can. I still have that mindset, but just don't rush into things. That's it. I don't know how else to add to that.
Nah, that basically, I'm pretty sure they got it. I'm pretty sure they understand it. If not, oh boy, you need to. There's where that common sense come into play. But that's my top 5. I guess that was your top 5, or your 5 on your list. I don't know. I think that was everything. I hope that from this episode, you young people out there, be able to learn something, gain something. If you have any questions, feel free and don't be afraid to ask. You can shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Which would be.
Did you want to go through it and say what your 5 was real quick?
Oh.
Just the main idea of it?
So my 5, starting from my 5 was, you have a brain, use it, be yourself, drugs aren't good for you, be healthy, and save your money. You wanted me to explain it or something?
No, it was just the main idea.
Yeah, so that was my top 5. Now, of course, I got way more for, my young people out there, but that was just like, a quick 5 that was very important. I felt was very important. What about you?
Mine was 1, follow your dream. 2, be a leader. 3, be understanding. 4, book smart versus life smart, or / common sense, I guess. And then 5th one was don't rush. And those are, I guess, my top 5 advice that I would give to the youth or anybody younger than me. But like he said, I do have a lot more insight that I would be willing to share with y'all if you reach out.
Yeah. You can reach us by email, social media, whatever you feel comfortable with. Any
Instagram.
questions. Yeah, any questions that you have pertaining to, the issue that might be going on, or a decision you're trying to make, but you need some guidance, because it is hard, and I do understand, because sometimes you don't have nobody there to really talk to, and you just take a risk and make the decision. And if you can avoid taking so many risks by having somebody that you can talk to and ask a question and try to figure things out with, then that's always great and always the best. So we're trying to be that. And no, I don't want anyone to think, because some people kind of get, I don't know where their mindsets be at, but no, we're not perfect. We're not trying to sit here and pretend we're perfect. We don't have life completely figured out. We're not trying to say that. But for 23 and 21, I think that, we're kind of ahead of our age group a bit. I feel like, just not toot my own horn or toot our own horn, but
I feel like we're just very mature for our age.
Yeah, I guess that would be the correct thing to say. So, and just a lot of times, it's as a young person, it's kind of sometimes hard to go to an adult, especially if you got like old school adults like I have a lot of in my life, to where you tell them something and they be like, oh, just pray about it. They ain't really hearing your problem. They just tell you to pray about it. So prayer does work, but having that communication and talking to someone outside of religion as well is always helpful too. So I don't know, I guess that concludes this episode. I don't know what else to say. I think that was everything.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Like he said, email us jointheconversationpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions or want any advice. And if you have any topic ideas, you can email us or just comment down below any episodes you're listening to. And also, we have a YouTube channel. It's basically these episodes with kind of a visual kind of.
No.
In a way.
No.
It's a picture.
That is not a
That's
visual.
just rolling. But the episodes are also on YouTube.
Just say the episodes on YouTube. That's not a visual. And also, if you're an inspiring artist, we would love for you to send your music content to us, because we would love to try to throw you in your song in, also put you in the description and stuff like that, throw you in at the beginning of the episodes prior to the actual conversation kicking off, to try to also to not only support but to also just try to switch it up a bit, trying to
a little pizzazz.
Yeah. And no, right now, currently on this date of February 10th, 2020, no, we're not like have a super duper huge following, but it's called investment. Yeah. I don't know if anybody really listening, but it's called investment. I believe one day that this podcast is going to take off, and you might not see no huge numbers now, but think about it. You send your music in, we put you up. In the future, if we, hopefully by God's grace, grow to be, eventually the number one podcast in the world, hopefully, and then, your song is one of the episodes, boom, now everybody want to go find out who is this person who's on the episode, yada, yada, yada. People don't think like that, so I had to say it. It's called investment. Investment, you don't see it right then and there, but you see it in the long run. But this concludes this episode. We are your hosts. My name is Tristan.
My name is Kimmy.
And we'll catch you on the next episode on Join the Conversation